Blog number 10. Oh, the games we play. Ever since I can remember, I've loved to play games. I still do. There have been many memorable times with family and friends. Lately, though, the old favorites like Battleship and Operation are coming a little bit too close to reality for my taste. Take Battleship for an example. I used to spend hours with my brothers and friends playing this game, taking turns sinking each other's battleship or that slippery little PT cruiser. Well, I think that was the name of the small boat with two holes. Anyway, in my current life, it feels as if I'm playing a giant game with reality. But instead of my ships taking a beating, it's me. As if every time a number is called out, I lose another physical ability. 87! Crap! There goes my clear speech. B17! There goes my writing. F12! Well, I didn't want to walk on flat ground without falling anyway. Speaking of slurred speech, I really think that one of the options of the voice assistant on the smartphone or GPS device should be that of someone with ataxia. Driving directions might be a problem, but then again, you might just get to see some new scenery. Then there was Operation. Under the best of circumstances, that poor little cartoon guy on the operating table was in big trouble as long as I was the one wielding the tweezers. It was a sure thing that I would always touch his sides and be rewarded by that loud, obnoxious buzz. Today, I hear that buzz continually as I bounce off walls, furniture, and trip over small animals. I bet if I was wearing a big red light on my nose, it would be constantly blinking. And by the way, bouncing off everything also reminds me of pinball, which I also used to play. There were other games that I liked to play. For instance, there was a game we often called Risk. It was a blend of strategy and the unknown of the roll of the dice. Not everyone liked Risk, and one game could last for hours or days. If you used to watch Seinfeld, Kramer and Newman play a game with this in one of the episodes. The thing about Risk was that it was a variation of the same theme of a lot of the strategy games. And just like thinking through moves in a game, I start every day with a plan. But just like the strategies in the game are subject to the luck of the dice, so are my plans. Not that I roll dice every morning to see what my day will be like, but I wonder sometimes if when I had another MRI of my head, they wouldn't see a shadow of a pair of dice. Yep, Doc, I knew they were there. The roll determines what kind of day I'll have. Triple sixes is good, but everything else, well, not so much. My brain also determines things the same way as the little round cage in bingo that disperses the old wooden balls with numbers on them. In as much the same way as Battleship, someone yells out a number, but instead of the triumphant shouts of bingo, one can usually hear me groan in pain or grumble in frustration. And then, of course, sometimes I feel like I'm immersed in a game of Twister. But not the version you played innocently as a kid. Oh no, this is high stakes speed round on the professional circuit. It also is being judged by former champions. So you hear things like, "You're right, Jim. He did completely rotate his hips at a perfectly right angle. But from the look of the anguish on his face, I don't think it was intentional." And her camera clearly shows that his hand was violently shaking, and even though he was aiming for the green circle, fell outside the blue circle, resulting in the old flag being thrown and an infraction on the mat. And the other judge would say something like, "Yeah, you really hate to see that, Bob, and it makes you wonder if some people should just not even be playing this game." Or there are times that I feel like I'm in a big game of mousetrap. I know it's not always true, but it feels like I'm moving through a well thought out obstacle course, and I'm just waiting for that half circular plastic cage to fall. One of my favorite games growing up was Rock'em Sock'em Robots. Two robots were in a little square ring facing each other and were controlled outside the ring by two joysticks with a depressible button on top. The robot would only jab, and if you got a good shot in, you were rewarded by the zip sound of the other robot's head shooting straight up. One robot was blue and one robot was red. I feel like I'm the blue robot, life is the red robot, and a taxi is that happy little child pushing the buttons. Whenever I don't hear the battleship or the bingo numbers being shouted out, or the Twister judges and their helpful commentary, or the buzzing of a botched operation, I hear the zipping as the taxi lands another or unlucky punch. I know all these games are just games, but as I play, I can't help think and draw similarities to my life. And no, it doesn't stop me from asking, do you want to play a game with me?